Welcome to April 1st, 2026. A quarter of 2026 has passed, and it's April Fool's Day. Now, in the past, I've done a lot of April Fool's jokes, but they're always typically mean because you make someone feel really great until you tell them April Fools. So I don't do that anymore because I'm known as the ambassador of kindness. And, we have to turn a leaf at one point in life. Uh, for those new to this channel, I've got over 3,000 videos that are designed to put a smile on your face, to make you think about being kind, to have maybe encourage you to be kind to yourself, others, and the planet. But today I wanted to give some advice out because I noticed most all the ads on the internet or on television are typically uh, to get you to make money, show you how to make money, show you how to get rich. And I don't know if they just think we're all stupid, but some of the advertising is just ludicrous. Just recently, I saw an ad where the guy's got the huge belly. I mean, one that takes many, many decades to cultivate. And he says to his wife, "Oh, my sister's wedding's next week," or no, he says next month, and I don't want to look like the Beauty and the Blimp. And the wife says, "Don't worry, honey. Do Tai Chi. Next month you'll be fine." I mean, how stupid do they think humans are? I'd like to give you the quote from Albert Einstein, who said, "There are two things that are infinite, the universe and human stupidity." And I'm not sure about the universe. And I'm calling the situation on our planet the insanity of humanity. And I have lots of fantastic advice that's going to improve your life if you follow it. Problem is, it's free. Most people don't respect free. Most people don't have time to even watch this much of this video. So I make a lot of 1 minute shorts with motivational quotes from famous people like Albert. And today it was on Musk, on energy, and Albert. He's one of my favorites. And it really comes down to Rene Descartes' philosophy: I think, therefore I am. So if you think you're happy, you will be. If you think you're sad, you shall be. So the advice I wanted to give today is on making money because people do have to make money. For years, well, I've been traveling for 5 years now on this Be Kind World Tour. People have wanted me to, they asked me if they can promote their company on my global audience through my WhatsApp groups and websites and social media. And I said, no, it's because this isn't about money. It never will be about money. But I broke down a couple of years ago and created business groups so people can post um, pitches and what have you. But then I'm noticing the pitches are wrong. So that's what my advice comes in today. Um, because they say buy my dance class, buy this, buy my product, buy this. Oh, here's a funny thing about insanity and advertising. So you might have seen the ad where it says send me $9.99. Now see, that's a very key number because $10 is a lot of money, very expensive. But $9.99, the psyche says, oh, that's a much better price than $10. That's humans. So he says, send me $9.99 and I'll show you how to make $1,000 a week without leaving your house, without advertising, just using the internet and a few minutes of your time. Okay, so thousands of people send in and they get a little piece of paper that says, do what I just did. Make an ad saying, send me $9.99 for the advice on how to make thousands per week, per month, whatever it is. It's actually logical if you think about it, because advertising does bring in money. But I want to tell people about subliminal advertising. And because in many cultures, and I've been around the world many times, it's a gimme, 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 gimme mentality because they see their parents, especially the poor ones, always saying, gimme, gimme. I've got 16,800 ambassadors of kindness in our global community, and I'll get texts that just say, send me money. Literally, they just say, send me money. They don't say, hi, my name is George. I'm struggling. My family's hungry. Could you send me a few dollars? And whatever. So it's a little crazy out there. That's why I call it the insanity of humanity. And by the way, all these 3,000 videos are always unscripted, unedited, unmanageable, and but not unrealistic, I might say. So where was I? Sometimes I get distracted because I have so many things to say and they're so valuable. So it's getting back to advertising. I believe in subliminal advertising. And I'm going to give you, I like to use the banana salesman, but we're going to use Chiquita because that's a big banana company. Now, instead of Chiquita banana saying, "Come buy my bananas" and advertising for bananas, what they should say, and this translates to most all businesses, is bananas are a fantastic nutrient. Here's all the valuable things that it does for your body. It has calcium, it has potassium, and whatever other things it has. And then another ad might say, here's a fantastic recipe for bananas, or here's how to grow bananas, or here's how to store bananas, or all kind of free advice on bananas. Inherently, people love the free advice and they're taking it in and they're enjoying the recipes. And when it comes time to buy a banana, they're going to buy Chiquita bananas. A friend of mine just called recently and he's a big builder, fantastic builder. But like most builders, he says he probably put out ads saying, use me. I built this house and that house and this other house and I'm a fantastic builder. Okay, that's one way. I don't agree with that way. I think what he should say is the advantages of being an architect and designing a home where people can, when you design a home, you're designing how someone's going to eat their breakfast in their breakfast nook or the view from their home balcony or whatever it is. Describe the beauty of architecture, the beauty of construction, how much fun it is and how interesting it is. And then inherently people, when they hear all this great advice about things that they can incorporate into their home, efficiencies or whatever, then they're going to say, oh, I want to hire that guy to build my home because he's given me so much fantastic information. So now, as you know, I give out fantastic, kind advice, and it's spreading, and it's multiplying, and it's growing. It's fantastic. People are being kind, and they're writing me testimonials on how it's affected their lives, and I'm happy to hear those testimonials. Of course, I don't hear from everybody, and I'm hoping it works, but I am seeing that the fantastic philosophy works. Be kind to yourself, others, and the planet. Getting back to business, it really is important to give. I think when you give, and I've been giving kindness for a long time, many opportunities are coming my way. Everybody wants me to work. Investors want to find investments. Investments want me to find investors. So I am connecting a few people here and there, but that's taken away from my mission, which is to spread kindness to you. And I got a call last month from one of my directors, and he says, Dr. Fantastic, I'm working really hard for you. And I said, stop, stop, stop. You're not working for me, my friend. This is for you. This is for your family. This is for your community. This is for your country. And this is for the planet. This is not for me. This is my gift to you to carry on my words, my philosophies, the wisdom I'm imparting. Imparting, yeah, that's the word. So it's just, I'm setting the stage for everyone to be an actor in it. You can be an admin, which would be great, helping grow a local school or place of worship group. You could be a state, region, province, district director, overseeing the local groups, or you could be a country director. We have many of those overseeing all the sub-directors and the admin and the ambassadors. So we have a great organization. It's all volunteers. Again, 16,850 some odd fantastic people that see my vision for a better world, my vision for a kinder world. You might agree, it's the insanity of humanity throughout history. We've had too many wars. We've had too much poverty. We've had way too much greed, corporate and personal. We've had too much violence, but being kind to one another, the second commitment, stops all those things, stops the lying, the stealing, the cheating, the bullying, the raping, and the killing, and the bigotry, and the prejudice, and all the horrible evils of man. We really need a kinder world. And luckily, 2026, in numerology at least, is year one, is the number one, which is stands, numbers have meaning. The universe is all about numbers, and the number one stands for new beginnings. I believe society has to reset and create a new consciousness, a new beginning. It also stands for leadership. I'm leading the mission, and with my vast experience in the world. Most people had to work for a living. I've been fortunate enough. Um, I never felt it was work, whatever I did. I usually did things to as a challenge. I worked in many fields. So I've got I'm a jack of all trades, master of none, of course. I think I'm a humanologist because I've met hundreds of thousands of human beings. I've watched thousands and thousands of movies which depict humans in all their various stages in life, from the prehistoric days, 2001, let's say, to the Roman era, to life in Greece in the ancient, you know, ancient Greece, to futuristic movies. You can learn a lot by humans, by the movies. I love movies. I was raised in the movie business. Movies are written by fantastically smart people, and made by fantastically, incredibly talented individuals, from the directors to the producers to the costume designers to the special effects people. Movies are a fantastic view on life on our beautiful planet, which we hope to preserve by following the third commitment. I got to get that in there. You got to be kind to our planet. I've been single for now for 5 years after a 30-year marriage, and I travel alone. And right now I'm in Antigua, Guatemala, and I love to cook, and people are loving my recipes on this channel. And I throw away so much trash every day. But when I buy a package at the store, I like to think that I could use that packaging for something else, or maybe an art project. I take trash and I make beautiful things out of it. It's called eco art. And through these videos, and there's so many videos, nobody has time to watch the videos. And that's a shame, but some people do. And some people are learning, and some people are appreciating it. Some people are writing me testimonials. And those testimonials are going to go into the United Nations, into the White House, into Parliament, into countries around the world, um, to try to motivate the governments to support our kindness revolution. We're going to kill them with kindness. We have to, for our future, for our children. And when you're raised with the global kindness pledge, which goes like this: I pledge to be kind to and love myself. I pledge to be kind to and strive to love all others. I pledge to be kind to, love, and respect our Mother Earth. We are all fantastic. When you say that in a group, it's the energy's palpable. Then you point to a friend in a group setting and you say, you are fantastic. And you finish it by saying, I am fantastic. That pledge, it's not commercial, it's not political, and it's not religious. But what it is a pledge for kindness, for a kinder world. So it builds self-confidence. It creates camaraderie in the group when set in a group setting. It spreads energy like you can't believe. It teaches the word fantastic, which is an amazing word because it makes you smile. It forces you to smile. Try it right now. Say, I am fantastic. Try it. Say it with vigor. It made you smile, which released endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin in your brain, which release stress, anxiety, and depression. Science backs up the three commitments. Logic backs up the three commitments. And experience backs up the three commitments. Because science says when those endorphins and dopamine and serotonin on neural messaging units are released, they make you live longer. Smile by 5 minutes, according to science, not me, and a laugh by an hour. And when someone says, how are you? And you look at them and say, I am fan freaking tastic, they're going to laugh. You just gave them an hour of life. Isn't that, it's an act of kindness. It's a random act of kindness to say, you have a fantastic day. You did a fantastic job. Thanks for what you did. You're fantastic. The word fantastic is quite magical. And that's why they call me Dr. Fantastic, because I have the prescription, which I've just given you, for a happier and longer life. Follow my advice. You will be happier. You will live longer. Smile makes you look better, feel better. It's better in business. It's better because you don't want to be a good architect. You want to be a fantastic architect. You don't want to go to a good dentist. You want to go to a fantastic dentist. You don't want to marry a good person. You want to marry a fantastic person. So words matter. Words affect water. We are water, 80% water. And it's been proven by the Kyoto Water Study, look it up, that it affects the the molecules. Words affect the molecules in water, and the waters in plants and animals and us. And so kind words affect us. And conversely, bad words affect us. So anyway, I've had a fantastic life up till now, and I'm still having a fantastic life. And I've had money, and that bought me nice things, yachts and mansions and pretty cars, but it does not buy you happiness. Now, I was happy when I had a lot of money as well. I've been happy poor and I've been happy rich. Both, I've been happy both ways. I don't need money to make me happy. I'm happy sharing this tape with you, sharing these moments with you. And I'll be very happy to know that it made you happy or put a smile on your face or made you think about your perspective in life. It's all about your perspective. Thus, the saying, I think, therefore I am. I talk a lot about success, and success is being happy. If you're happy, you're successful. It doesn't matter how much money you have. And it doesn't matter what people think of you. People dress up, they want to look nice, they put on makeup, they get their boobs done and their butt done and their lips done to impress others. And they say, no, 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 this is for me. If you love yourself, you don't need bigger lips or bigger butts, or bigger breasts. You gotta love what you're given in life. I have to love myself. I'm trying to love myself. It's always trying because I'm a little bit older than what I think I am. I think I'm a very young man. I just don't look young anymore. Um, and I don't have any hair, which is a fantastic thing. I don't have to buy hair gel, combs, brushes, shampoo, none of those things. Um, and it takes a lot less time to take a shower without hair. And when I first became bald, I'm not completely bald, but I shave it all off. It became a thing. Young people were going bald. So that was kind of cool. It was in to be bald, and still is, I think. A lot of big actors are bald, and people look up to actors. Anyway, so I wanted to just talk about greed, about just business. Okay, let's get back to business again. You're not selling, if you're a salesman, and everyone seems to be a salesman, they're selling a product, how to make more money, they're selling a product, how to get rich, or they're always selling something. You're not selling anything, and you're not selling service. Certainly, you're not selling a product. What you should be selling is a relationship. Because if you sell yourself and the relationship you have to that person, they'll buy whatever you have because they want to be your friend. They want to be with you. They want to hear from you. I always said when I was a salesman that when I call someone, I want them to look at the phone and say, "Oh, it's Monty. I get to talk to Monty," because I always have a good story and I'm always upbeat. Versus, oh, it's Monty and I gotta buy his product and I gotta talk to him. Oh, okay, I gotta take the call. That's not the attitude you want. You want people to you, want to be with you, want to share your stories and your experiences in a beer. And so basically, develop a relationship with your customer before you even ask them to buy your pencils or your bananas. So that's very important. I hope you get that from this video. Hope you can get something from literally every video. My cooking videos are off the charts fantastic because they're fast, economical, delicious, nutritious, and fun. Because cooking should be fun. Eating certainly for me is fun. And I get a lot of joy from eating, get a lot of joy from shopping. When I go to a supermarket, I like to envision it as my pantry, the biggest pantry man has ever known. And there's so many fantastic foods there to eat. And at any rate, so I ramble. I do ramble. I can talk like this for hours. I've got 3,000 videos on this channel attesting to that fact. But they're for you. And hopefully you took the time to watch this. Hopefully you'll give me a thumbs up. Hopefully you'll share it. Hopefully you're subscribing to my channel. And I apologize if it comes to 3 in the morning because I'm global. So I never know. I can't keep track of all the time zones in the world. I'm like Switzerland. I gotta be neutral. I don't have a time zone. I don't have a religion. I don't have a political point of view. And I don't have a work ethic. Work ethic, is that the right word? I don't work. But If you work at something that you love, you'll never work a day in your life. So the secret to happiness, let me end with the secret to happiness. It's to jump out of bed in the morning, knowing that you're going to have a fantastic day and loving what you do. That's the secret to happiness. Now, there's three types of people in the world, in my opinion. 5% are those that jumped out of bed because they love what they're doing. And when you love what you're doing, you do it well. And when you do something well, someone pays you for it. And the money is the icing on the cake. You're not doing it for the money. You're doing it because you love to do it. Dance, play baseball, be an architect, teach. There's some fantastic traits out, not traits, trades out there that you just love to do. And again, the money is the icing. So that's 5%, only 5%, in my opinion. And this is pretty true if you look up the statistics. Now there's 90% of people, and they have to get out of bed because they have to go to work because they have an obligation and they have to pay their rent. They have to do this and they have to. So they really force to get out of bed to do something that they really don't want to do, but they're making money at it. And in the sideline, after work, they do maybe their passion. They write their book, they create the art, they do something that hopefully one day will sustain them so they don't have to crawl out of bed to go do something that they don't want to do. Does that make sense? Now that leaves 5% left. If you're a mathematician, 90 plus 5 is only 95. That leaves 5% left. Who are those 5%? People that say, hell no, I'm not getting out of bed. Forget it. And those are the ones that typically drink a lot, take drugs a lot, maybe just become vagabonds and travel the world, begging. There's beggars out there, of course. I'm sure they don't jump out of bed. There's lots of beggars in Antigua here. I'm sure they're not jumping out of bed saying, I get to go to the street and ask for money. I would think that's not the case. So that's my theory. Again, I'm going to piss off a lot of people in my theories, but I am who I am, and I don't pretend to be anything different. I never lie. Any one of our 16,856 ambassadors of kindness that are caught in a lie are banned for life. Because in a court of law, if they catch you with one lie, all your testimony's thrown out because that means you're a liar. And liars don't lie just once. Now you can lie to yourself all day long that you don't lie, but it's a lie. So don't stop lying. I don't lie. One is you have to have a fantastic memory to be a liar. You have to remember who you told what. Oh, I told him I was a barber. I told him I was a mechanic, whatever. Bad example, probably. Um, have fun in life. Hopefully, these videos are putting a smile on your face. Hopefully, they're opening your eyes to there's a better route to take. Maybe if you're not happy with the route you're on. I've met a lot of people in my life, and so many of them made a lot of money, but they were stuck in an office and air conditioned without sunlight. And of course, if you sit any length of time, science will tell you that's very unhealthy. You should get up every 50 minutes and walk. So I have a lot of health advice as well. I'm launching the International Kindness University, which will be a tuition-free online school, hopefully virtual reality, virtual campuses, virtual classes. But I'm also going to stress apprenticeships. And I've got two companies already that have agreed to, when they launch, to be give up apprentice class. So there'll be, I think, learning a trade is a lot more valuable in many instances than a college degree. Um, and that's about it for today, I think. I think if you've watched this long, you're fantastic. And I hope you're adding people to worldkindnesslist.com because the more people on that list, it's like a vote for a kinder world. I hope the more people on that list, the more governments will give us help because we're all volunteers. And when we get funding, we can pay a lot of these volunteers, which would be great. Pay our directors, pay our admin, at least pay for their internet. That would be great. Wouldn't that be great? Free internet for all ambassadors of kindness. Musk, are you listening to this? Give me Starlink for all our ambassadors. That'll change the world. Musk, I got hats off to Musk. If you know him, give him my number. Have him call me. I got some big plans for him. He's got the bigger plans than me, but I've got some that might enhance his plans. Because when we go off to the moon, we've got to go off with a new theology, a new perspective, a new rule, and that's kindness. Not go to the moon and say, this is my piece of property, you can rent it. Don't bring greed with us to the moon, in other words. Um, And when we have these new cities being designed around the world, and I'm trying to get to the royals in Dubai, I think they should implement a constitution in that new city that you follow the three commitments to kindness. And if you break them, you're expelled from the city. I think they should sign a contract to that degree, whether they're a citizen or whether they're a company in that new city, a new doctrine, a new, like I say, consciousness. Follow the three commitments, and we'll have a fantastic, thriving city without crime. Without crime. Because if you follow the three commitments, that stops crime. You're not going to steal from someone because that's the second commitment. You're not going to litter because that's the third commitment. So, anyway, enough said. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, because sharing is caring. Caring is kindness. Kindness leads to happiness. And that's what all I want is everyone to be happy. Just be happy. Okay. Have a great April. Have a fantastic April. And let me know what you think. Bye bye.